It's very nice. There's so many nice things that we do not know exist out there. Fernanda Bornhausen, now I'd like to invite you to talk about the Volunteers in Action portal. 40 plus thousand people online, right? Good afternoon, everyone. First, I'd like to ask you a question. Who was here yesterday in the opening ceremony? A lot of people, I see. Nice. The second question, who of you do volunteer work? Wonderful. Who was or is an online volunteer? Who works on the internet as a volunteer? Great. It's good to know from the people that are here with us. When we talk, we can talk more or less, stress more or less one or the other detail. I'd like to tell you that I am going to talk about volunteers volunteers online and how we introduce online volunteering in Brazil. Yesterday, during the opening of the event, I told you the story of how the volunteers online came about, how social good came about. And today, instead of talk, I'm going to show you a presentation with the faces of people and stories of these people that helped us build volunteers online. What was our challenge? Was to bring to Brazil a kind of volunteering and to incentive, motivate, and encourage and systematize a sort of volunteering that was online. When any of us who is a volunteer may use their own tools to work for a given NGO, for a cause of their liking, as the examples that we're seeing, and that to be able to work from your own home. Brazilians have millions of volunteers, such as myself, such as yourselves, but most of them do not know how to use these tools and how to volunteer through the internet. And that was our great challenge and also our great opportunity. So the story we are to tell you now through people themselves and how the network was established is with images. I'm trying to show you the faces and a bit of this story using images. If that is, I managed to click the right buttons here. It's working today. That's good. I was so nervous that the slides would work. The other thing I would like to share with you is this noise coming from the ceiling. So do not worry about this. They're just fixing the roof. I even thought it was a low-flying plane or a thunderstorm or whatever. And when we found out it was a simpler explanation, it is a public space, and they have just hired for refurbishment works on the day we have this event. So don't worry, the ceiling won't fall down. I believe a lot, as I mentioned today, that great projects are born from great passions. And we've seen here that from the stories that we heard today that everyone is passionate about the things they're doing. Some of the people that are here with us today are transforming and amplifying public policies. It is very nice to see a public policy such as education, such as health issues being improved, amplified, and having and opening up access through the work of people that are very passionate, as Edgard was showing us specifically for the health area. So we are always motivated by great passions when we embrace social projects. And medias, just to share with you, technologies for social change, volunteering, psychology, human behavior, marketing, and new medias. This is part of my life. This is my work. This is my professional work and is also my volunteer work. And everything starts with or from an inspiration. I also mentioned to you yesterday about Dr. Ruti, who helped bringing to Brazil a new volunteering, who helped us establishing new volunteering centers and to make that centers for social innovation at that moment. That is many years ago, before the social medias, before social networks. And here we have faces, the faces of people that have opened these volunteering centers and who are with here today. Sylvia is here with us, Tiago also participating, São Paulo, Rio Grande do Sul, and Paraná. And here from Santa Catarina, only Rio de Janeiro did not come, but there are 5 volunteering centers who are working in different ways, in a transforming way. A different sort of volunteering that we are putting in practice. So we are strengthening this network, and it was amplified, and the Volunteers in Action portal start taking shape. And here are the faces of the people that helped us putting this in place, creating this no volunteering in Florianopolis, our council. We grew and started establishing a different center of volunteering, as I mentioned yesterday. And the issue of technologies for social change, this came to me in Pasadena when I mentioned to you I took a semester sabbatical and went to live there. It's Aaron's home place. It's where he was born. And there I had the opportunity to study. What inspired me at that moment for online volunteering was these portals, the Volunteer Match, which is a portal that millions access in the United States and bridges the gap between people who want to volunteer and the needs. And the UN Volunteers portal, which is a online volunteers portal, which is 12 years old, was also a great inspiration to us. And the UN Volunteers, by the way, sponsors us or supports our cause since the beginning. The Spanish portal hacefalta.org, which was all built by 2,000 volunteers. Also, the 1-800-volunteers.org, which is a U.S. Portal who has a network of volunteers such as the one we have here, and it has connected within this portal 500 centers of volunteers such as ours. So it is a portal that reaches out to millions of volunteers. So these are the faces of the first people of Eva, Anna, who is with us still today, Vanya, and other people as volunteers, Mariavo, Marcia, Claudia, Fernanda, who started putting this project together. Here we have Ferro and Daniel, who are the people that believe that we could have a portal in Brazil adapted to our needs, get a volunteer match, the model of the 100 people and other U.S. portals, and adapt it to Brazil. So we have the UN Foundation, UNESCO, who believed that we could bring this to Brazil and gave us their support. Google was a great supporter as well, and I'm going to tell you why. And this is because they have the Google Grants program, which grieves the AdWords for nonprofits. So they give very considerable grants. They granted us with $10,000 ads per month, and that is also open for other nonprofits. So these are the nonprofits that were with us since the beginning. One is very special person that did not know me, but believe when I took the project to her, Luisa from Magazine Luisa, a person that I admire and consider much. And she said, if you need, I can go to Florianopolis, make a speech, give a lecture there, and you can sell tickets, and that's going to be the first donation to the project. So other people, Kate on top, I do not know personally, is an online volunteer, one of the first online volunteers, and she introduced me to Valder Segal, who introduced me in turn to Beth Cantor, who introduced me to Sini, and so on. And I still talk to her on the internet. She's a super volunteer, but have never met her personally. And here is Zig, who is going to be with us. He is already sitting here. Who helped me a lot in the beginning, because we needed to create noise on the internet. We needed to shout out to people. And I did a search, and I asked for, I searched who does virals. And Rafael Zig, where is he? I looked for him. I said, I need to take something viral to launch to Volunteers Online. Then he said, well, come by tomorrow. I have an idea for you tomorrow. So let's do something on Blogosphere. Let's do the volunteer blog. All right, let's do it, Zig. Whatever you say. So, do you believe me? Yes, I believe you. It's with you. So he did this movement on the blogosphere, Brazilian blogosphere. He's our volunteer until today. Samantha, who is also with us, also participated in the volunteer blog in 2008. So we had this. It resonated in the blogosphere. It became an international issue, and the 20 blogs out of the top 20. So my time is up. Anyway, I just try to show you the versions of the portal and a little bit of the statistics. We have 46,000 volunteers, 15,000 online opportunities, 27. We cover 27 states of the country, 677 NGOs, primarily women, and a lot of young people. Most of our volunteers are youth, and 76% have higher education, 21% have fundamental education, 81% are employed, 17% are students, and occupied people, higher school levels, people that are super volunteers, such as these ones who work all the time to go to different with different NGOs, different projects. A number of our ambassadors that work with their arts. He did all the logos of our congresses and seminars. Person like Denise that created a portal for to shelter kids. Joelma, who is a Santander designer and does corporate logos. She does corporate logos for our crashes. Sumore, publicitary advertisers. Our first, second version, third version, social networks is very important. The campaigns and the knowledge. In 1 year of the portal, we gain a space in the primetime news broadcast in Brazil, Jornal Nacional, and all this social good story that I have told you yesterday, but now with images. So how far we have reached: New York, Namibia, Japan. This Japan story is very curious. April last year, I was home, and at 1 o'clock I received an invitation inviting me to go to Japan, talking about technologies and social changes. And I told my husband, I'm going. And he said, where are you going? Who invited you? You don't even know who invited it. I said, I don't care. I don't know, but I'm going. You coming with me? He said, no. So I'm sorry. I'm going anyway. And I went. And that was a very interesting, very curious experience. Very interesting because we were able to help us propagate, disseminate this online volunteers. I went to 4 cities in 7 days. I had to do it in English. My English is not that good. Use Japanese slide. And then one of the most interesting things that happened in my life happened. In the audience, there were around 500 people. Like today, and everyone was looking at me. I spoke. Nobody moved. Nobody flicked. Nobody winked. Nobody moved their heads. And I had... I can see here Dagoberto. Well, he likes what I'm saying because his eyes are bright. But these people, they didn't move. And so when we got to the break, what happened? We were 4 speakers: Israel, an English, a British person, me, and they sent us 100 questions. We had 100. So the Japanese, they don't move much, they don't talk much, but they write a lot. So please do not shower us with 100 questions because we won't have time to answer all of them. So that's it. So this is a social good story told with faces, people that believed, our teams, and each one of you is making social good happen. And I shall wrap it up with this sentence that I like a lot, with 2 people that are very special to me from my point of view, that apart from social good world, that were in the Social Good Summit in New York last year and this year, who is Mohammed Yunus and Deepa Chopra. Mohammed Yunus says, the young are capable of doing much more today than the whole history of mankind. That's true, and I believe the same. And Deepa Chopra brings us the spiritual issue of the social good, which I also think is very relevant. I'd like to share that with you. Technology is our creation. We were not created by technology. So let's use this our creation to bring a healing to the more fundamental level. We are not only connected, we are inseparable. And this is it. I think that all we are hearing today, all we are listening to is that we are inseparable, we are people, and we are the ones who make it. It's not the tools, we make it ourselves. So I'd like to thank you all. Rodrigo is going to end the session, but it was very good to have you here, talk about social business and the power of each one of us. People, do believe in the power of each of you.